UFC Fight Night in Vegas is just wrapped up. Here is your full mount MMA recap. We've been posting a ton of great content to our Instagram and live posting during these events, so if you haven't already, make sure to give us a follow on Instagram at MMA Full Mount. To kick off the main card, Mackenzie Dern defeated Hannah Cyphers via knee bar in the first round.
Hannah's going to land the butt. There it is. She's trying. She's going to do that.
Can't do that with Mackenzie Dern. Return to the win column. First round submission.
John Jones reacted saying that leg work was so dirty. Dana White says first leg lock submission in women's UFC history. Hashtag now you know. Bilal Muhammad says Cyphers was looking good too. Jiu-jitsu saves lives. And Aljamain Sterling says the fine intricate details of grappling that not everyone can get. Roosevelt Roberts defeated Brock Weaver via rear naked choke in the second round.
The opposite arm, and now it's done. That one's under the neck and tight. Big squeeze coming. Yep, it's over.
Here's the tap from Weaver. Roosevelt Roberts by submission in round 2.
Jimmy Manawa says that kid can fight. Tatiana Suarez says, damn, Roosevelt dominated that fight. What a great performance. Dominic Reyes tweeted, bout money. Clean performance, putting on. And Francis Ngannou tweeted, the Predator. Before the fight, Roosevelt Roberts tweeted, y'all get ready, I'm gonna end this dog abuser. And after the fight, he tweeted 3 laughing crying emojis and followed up with, I am the king in this bitch. Billy Quarantillo defeated Spike Carlisle via unanimous decision. Frankie Edgar reacted saying slobber knocker. Lee Abdelaziz tweeted draw. Tatiana Suarez says that fight was so insane. Dominic Reyes tweeted craziness. I love it. And Aljamain Sterling tweeted wow. Thought it was going to be 29-28 Carlisle. From a close round 2, but the guy I wanted to win got his hand raised. Hard fought scrap.
And that was a wild fight. I love that one. You know, I got busted up a little bit. He got busted up too. And we're going home with the win. You know, I can't finish everyone at the highest level. And you bet your ass next fight I'm going for that kill.
Augusto Sakai defeated Blagoy Ivanov via unanimous decision. Here's how Daniel Cormier reacted when Sakai grabbed the fence to avoid being taken down.
He grabbed the fence. He held the fence to keep him up. That's very bad. That's very bad. You can't grab the fence like that to stop the takedown.
What do you think? Do you think?
I mean, that's bad.
You go straight point there?
Ben Askren reacted saying, man, they should have taken a point away from Sakai. That changes the fight. Brett Okamoto saying DC angrily yelling at the referee for a blatant fence grab is all of us. John Anik says good on DC MMA for acknowledging the severity of that fence grab. Gotta take a point there. And John Dodson tweeted he didn't lose a point for that cage grab with an angry face. And for the main event, Gilbert Burns defeated Tyron Woodley via unanimous decision. Gilbert is now on a 6-fight winning streak. Ben Askren reacted with a crying face emoji. Eddie Alvarez tweeted, that was Gilbert Burns, ladies and gentlemen. You earned it, brother. James Vick says that was a super impressive fight by Gilbert. Dylan Dennis says, y'all still think Tyron Woodley would beat me? Dominic Reyes says 29 strikes over 5. Derek Brunson says Gilbert Burns is one of my teammates. I thought this was going to be a dogfight. What a huge performance. We have some monsters on the team. Frankie Edgar tweeted, Gilbert Burns came to win tonight, bell to bell. Kelvin Gastelum tweeted, title shot next for Gilbert Burns. Rafael Dos Anjos tweeted, great job by Gilbert Burns. Michael Bisping reacted saying, incredible night of action. Congrats to all fighters. They delivered. And Platinum Mike Perry says, damn, congratulations Gilbert Burns.
I love the champ, my training partner, Kamaru Usman, but give me a shot. Dana White, Hunter, Sean Shelby, Kamaru, I want to fight for the title. You know, a lot of respect, a lot of love for you, but I think I'm next. I'm right there.
The recent beef between John Jones and Dana White has escalated. As most of you know by now, the whole thing started when Dana said that John asked for an absurd amount of money to fight Francis Ngannou. Then Jones accused Dana of lying on Twitter, and afterwards Dana said that he had proof that he wasn't lying, and he also said that Jones can sit down and take a lie detector test.
We have text messages from John Jones. It's not like I can't prove what I'm saying is true. We have text messages from him, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put his text messages out in the press. I could. If John Jones wants to sit down and take a lie detector test about who's lying and who's not, we can do that too.
John responded to that interview on Twitter saying, if you're going to stick to these lies, I'm going to stick to defending myself. Please have your lawyer Hunter Campbell release those text messages. He followed up saying, don't be a fucking liar. My reputation has already taken enough hits. I don't need this bullshit, Dana. I never asked for Deontay Wilder's numbers. And how about since Deontay is making $30 million, we settle for half that, since you said I'm the GOAT and everything. I don't even make half of what Deontay Wilder makes. If my reputation causes you to undervalue me this much, just go ahead and release me from my UFC contract altogether. I'm sure some promoter somewhere will be more than happy to pick me up. And if I wanted to compare money to somebody else, I would compare money to my brothers. I see firsthand the way NFL treats their champion athletes. There's a huge difference. I've kept my mouth shut my entire career. And he ended it off with, do I make 5+ per fight? Yes. Should I stick to that number for my super fights? No. If you don't agree with me, you just don't know business. I certainly didn't ask for 30, never even threw out a number. So who do you guys believe in this whole situation? John Jones or Dana White? Let us know your opinions in the comments below. Francis Ngannou shows off his hand speed with the boxer Ryan Garcia. Darren Till and Robert Whittaker are reportedly close to finalizing their rebooking date. The matchup is being targeted for July 25th. Darren Till is currently coming off a split decision victory over Kelvin Gastelum. Robert Whittaker is coming off a second-round KO loss to Israel Adesanya. Jorge Masvidal, in a recent interview with ESPN, speaks on Kamaru Usman. Jorge also speaks on the potential rematch with Nate Diaz.
What is going on? Well, Kamaru, who's asked for an insane amount of money, he had one of the worst pay-per-view cards of 2019. I had the best. This is by numbers. It's not an opinion. I had the most sold pay-per-views of 2019. So he thinks he's hit the jackpot, and he was asking crazy money for the UFC. The UFC told him no on several occasions. But this kind of goes back before that. Before me and Nate fought the first time, when Kobe was giving him trouble, I stepped in because they called me. They go, would you fight Usman on 6 weeks' notice? I said yes. Usman said no. Who stepped in? Nate Diaz. Now this thing comes about and he's asking for a crazy amount of money because he thinks since he's fighting the star at 170 that he's gonna get paid that. But you got to bring in your worth, man. You don't get that. You know, you had the women's greatest champion that ever lived, the most talked about woman in our history, Amanda Nunes. You had Max Holloway, Volkanovski on the card, and a good undercard besides that, and they still had one of the worst draws ever because of Usman's whack ass. So how are you going to demand all this crazy money and then get upset when the UFC don't want to give it to you? You know, and he gave it away. He's talking about if the price is right. Well, they don't feel that the price is right. They don't want to pay him that money. You know. So what can I do? And the fight's gonna happen, man. 'Cause that's the fight I want, man. That it's gonna happen. It's just he's making it tough. The UFC's making it a little bit tough, but it's what the fans want. It's what you want. It's what I want. You know, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna get money. If not, it's going to be Nate Diaz, man, and then I'll mess up Usman's face come November. But it's going to happen, you know? If it is so real, why doesn't he have a signed bout agreement with a date on it, all that stuff, and post it online? Since you've signed, since you're so ready to go, because he talks about I was ready on this date, on that date. On no occasion did he ever sign the bout agreement. He's never signed the bout agreement. He's never even agreed on money to them. He just says, yeah, I'll fight. He asked for money. They're telling me that yes or no, and that's it. It is somewhat of a business, you know. He's gonna try to act like he's a tough guy and stuff, but he's not. You know, he's been talking about he's a knockout machine. You knocked out Fragile dude, man. Don't nobody care about that dude. That dude's been finished twice in the UFC. Why are you bragging about it? You know, you knocked out a wrestler. They can't knock nobody out. They can't take a hit. So what is the big about? You know, it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna be in his terms, like I've said from the start. And he's so desperate that, you know, he'll just be sitting cage-side there when I run it back with Nate again with his mouth wide open, like, oh, he's my biggest fan, my biggest groupie.
The Rose Namajunas versus Jessica Andrade rematch is in the works for a UFC event on July 11th. The two were originally going to fight at UFC 249 in April, but Rose had to withdraw from the fight after two of her family members passed away from COVID-19. Jessica Andrade is coming off a first-round TKO loss to Zhang Wei Li. Rose Namajunas is coming off a second-round KO loss to Andrade. And Michael Bisping and Matt Serra on the Believe You Me podcast speak on cornermen in MMA.
You need the right chemistry, especially through the corner, man. You know what I mean? Like when I'm in the corner, like it's me, Longo, raging out. Me, Longo, Aljo. Like sometimes you get that other third person besides me and Longo, and it's like, yo, dude, get the what do you just want to be heard or something? What the are you even talking about?
Sorry to interrupt you, but you see people, I don't know if you've experienced this, but some people, when they're in the corner, because obviously you corner a lot of guys, I don't, right? So you can speak to this way more. I'm only talking about my experiences as a fighter. I see certain cornermen, and again, I won't name names, they would compete to be the microphone's cornerman because that was their moment to shine. That was their time on TV. And when they would give advice, it was more about them and the world seeing, oh, no, such a great cornerman, as opposed to what was right for the fighter. And again, that whole, because the fighter has to balance the chemistry of the coaches. You know what I mean? And if there's a little competition, if there's egos involved and who's going to be the top dog and all the rest of it, it gets fucking hard. And the fighter in question, well, I don't know if it's in your camps, maybe it was different, or your group, but for me, I'm juggling all these different people, pampering them, trying to make things right. They're bickering. One will come to me talking shit about the other. I'm like, it can't work. It just can't go on like that.
You see that they're just saying things that it's for them. It's not for the guy.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly. It's all about their own ego, which is a real shame.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post future ones. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from David, and it said, John literally said the UFC doesn't want to pay him enough for the Ngannou fight just a few days ago. The second one's from AB, and it says, between Jorge, Usman, Jones, Ngannou, and Dana, I don't know who to believe. This is turning into a soap opera. And the final one says, Justin Gaethje sounds like he has a good head on his shoulders and a great team around him. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured on the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. Also, be sure to check out the other types of MMA content we post on this channel. Click either of these 2 videos on the screen right now.